my dad was an amazing father, mentor, and friend. The kind of guy that you can call when you need help with a move, a project, advice, and no matter what was going on in his life, he had no problem putting aside lending a hand. Because he knew that no matter what you're struggling with, it would never outshine the feeling that you got from helping another person, friend or family, especially when it came to friends and family. He taught me a lot growing up. At 6 or 7, he taught me how to drive a car. It was my grandfather's old Pontiac, huge vehicle, and to this day it still takes at least 2 or 3 phone books to get me set up at the right height. He taught me how to fix and maintain a house, sheetrocking, electrical, plumbing, rough carpentry. Without him, I probably wouldn't have gotten into woodworking. Shoddy Jaeger will clear sinuses faster than Mucinex ever could.
I see him.
And my personal favorite is he taught me how to take a joke. The guy pranked me more times than I can count. With the amount of times alone that he jumped out from behind something and scared me, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to find out I had a heart condition. He's done everything from stepping on my heels while I walked and ice cold cups of water during a hot shower, always fun, to making me believe as a child that after I went to bed, my parents hosted a circus for little people, complete with a trapeze, tiny animals, and I wasn't allowed to see it till I was old enough to stay up late. Still haven't seen that show. I think they've gone out of business. I know, I do that sometimes.
It's okay, it's part of the speeching.
Some of your water, some of my water.
Come on, you see all the politicians down there.
And my personal favorite was a metal pot full of firecrackers set off next to my head while I slept, setting off the fire alarms, shaking me, and screaming fire. Pretty sure I needed to get like a new mattress after that. It was pretty terrifying. But that wasn't even his best work. But I'll get back to that later. He taught me a lot growing up. He taught... Wait. Did I just say that? Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, that's just what he taught me. What I learned was how I'm going to take care of my kids one day. And that's by being honest and talking with them, just like he did. Every story he had, every challenge he faced, every mistake he made, he told me about. So when I found myself faced with a difficult decision, I can look at the problem through both his eyes and mine, and because of that, have a better chance of making the right choice. You know, without him, I'm pretty sure I'd have a 4-year-old right now. Thanks to him, my kids are going to learn to be nice to everybody they meet. But they're also going to understand that kindness isn't always reciprocated.
And that it's not always deserved.
Also true. They're going to know that to get what they want, they have to set goals and work hard to achieve them. But they're going to be prepared for when those goals, they don't always pan out the way they wanted to. Just look at all the people trying to find jobs after college. But don't get me wrong, planning for the future is important. But if you spend your life preparing for the future, chasing your goals, planning to be happy, you're never going to be. My dad taught me that you have to love and appreciate everyone and everything that's in your life right now, because it could be taken away at any second. And before I let you all get back to your food and drink or whatever, this is a barbecue speech.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to share a story about the end of his life that maybe one person here knows. 5 years before he died, when he was first diagnosed with kidney disease, the two of us knew that death was a possibility. So we prepared for it. Within a month, I knew what he wanted done with his remains, how he wanted his life celebrated, and even the music he wanted to listen to if that was an option. So fast forward to 2 months before he died. I was sleeping on the couch, him in the bedroom, and basically I was there so that way when he got up in the morning, I'd be ready to help him start his day. But before long, the trip from the bedroom to the living room became too difficult. So he moved the couch. I took the floor next to him, ready to jump and get him anything and everything he needed as soon as he needed it. And soon, the combination of realizing his quality of life wasn't going to improve, and him not wanting me to take care of him for the rest of my life, which we both knew I would have, he decided to go on hospice. And the beauty of hospice was, even though he wasn't being treated anymore, he was allowed to stay on dialysis, which meant he had all the time he needed, as long as he stayed on dialysis, to get all his affairs in order, and most importantly, say goodbye and have like last words with everyone he loved and cared about. And he did get to say goodbye to a lot of people, but before he could say goodbye to everybody, it became too much for him to handle. So, he stopped doing dialysis, and within a couple of days he was gone. Leaving behind just, hold on, I'll get back to that. And it really didn't hit me at first, because I was prepared for it. I knew it was coming. I knew he wasn't in pain anymore. He wasn't suffering. And I also needed to be strong for my family, because I figured if they saw that I was okay, they, could take some comfort in that. And it wasn't until after all the phone calls were made, after all the arrangements were taken care of, that I realized I didn't get any last words, and I didn't get a goodbye. Well, all I was left with was silence and an empty apartment with, it looked like it belonged on an episode of Hoarders. Destroyed carpet from a four-legged terror running around, dishes stacked to the ceiling, medical supplies just all over the place. It was awful. But it turns out the reason I didn't get a goodbye was because I believe he was using all of the strength that he had left and all the energy he found in his next life to move through time and space to get me one last time. And by far his best work. Because it wasn't a couple months later that I found myself reconnecting with an old friend from high school. We ended up, talking for hours on end on the phone. Went on a couple dates, and within a month, due to some complications at home, she moved in with me. And that's the beautiful girl that you see standing next to me right now. And one night, I was on my way to work, and she says she wants to help clean. And it's not her burden to bear. I didn't want her to touch it. I didn't want her to have anything to do with it. So, I settled on her folding up some boxes. I go to work. I come home early because I just really wasn't feeling myself. And she closes my eyes, takes me into the bedroom, and surprised me with a clean bedroom with vacuumed, clean carpets, dusted dressers and side tables, and for the first time in 3 months, a made bed, complete with clean sheets, and the absolutely unnecessary amount of pillows on top. I believe every pillow in the house ended up on that bed. And the second I saw that, I broke down. The first time I broke down about my dad was because of somebody who hadn't even met the guy. And that was the moment I knew what I found. I found somebody who loved and cared for me. Someone I could love and care for the rest of my life. Someone who picks me up when I'm down and could kick my ass when I'm doing something I shouldn't. And that's when I knew that she was Dad's last gift to me. She was his goodbye. Which is why, in front of my dad, in front of my friends, in front of my family, I would like to ask Catherine Walker, will you marry me? Raise your hand.
Come on, you gotta kiss him.
I don't
Oh,
know
wrong
which hand
hand.
it is.
That's the hand.
You're last.
I don't know which hand it is.
You have 2 rings. Both my grandmothers. Now I'm gonna combine them into one beautiful engagement ring. For you to wear for the rest of your life. Until we met. I love you. With all my heart. I'm so happy.
Oh my god.
Happy engagement, baby.
Oh my god.
I made her
I'm
cry.
fucking engaged.